Here we go. Coconut Bowl 2025. Lely High School welcomes in once again their crosstown, used to be rival. Can't be a rivalry until you start winning some games. Naples High School. 15 consecutive years. Naples has just sunned them. Okay, they've been the big brother. They've been the bully in all of Collier County, and they've bullied no team more than they have lately. And that's because they have this annual Coconut Bowl. Okay, they proudly display at their football field all the years that they've won this game, and they love nothing else than to keep hanging up the consecutive years in which they've just outright punished Lely. I think Lely has an opportunity to stand up for themselves this year because I believe Naples is falling back. I talked about Naples at length all year long. You know, I've talked about Lely all year long. I just love their offensive firepower, their offensive mentality, even though there's a lot of things that drives me nuts about the Lady football team. But here's the matchup. Here's the matchup I've been waiting to see all year long because during the preseason, I loudly and boldly predicted that this was going to be the year that 15 years of futility would finally come to an end at the hands of Lely, finally taking out Naples High School on their home football field. Man, but the way Lely's played over the past few weeks, man, I'm starting to doubt myself more and more. But let's go through this quickly for a few minutes. Let's talk at the top, the head ball coaches. Okay, that matchup. First of all, it looks like something out of Gladiator, man. You got two big, strong coaches imposing. You know, they got the Hollywood brick jawlines. You know, they got the big pug heads, man. Look like they could just run their head through a glass window, man, and not cut themselves, man. They just got this look like they just old tough guys, man. They just gonna go in there and they're gonna grapple with you. Okay, that's the mindset that these two coaches have. Of course, I'm talking about the head ball coach over at Lely, who's come down here out of Illinois and has quickly, made some noise here in Collier County. That's because he's from Illinois. He's from the Midwest, man. They make him tough in the Midwest because it's cold. They got an attitude. He came down here to sunny Florida with the attitude like, you Florida boys got it too easy down here. Y'all don't know how to coach no ball. I'm going to come down here and coach some ball, and I'm going to win some football games. So he's bringing that attitude out to his home field in the middle of that football field, and he's going to stare down the Golden Eagles because he knows he's loaded. This is his best team by far. This is the year he has to win because some of these guys are graduating, like the defensive end, defensive lineman, Noah Brown, and he's going to lose Pooh Shiesty, Mr. Do-It-All, Ty Collins to graduation, and a few other kids. So if any year Lely's going to beat Naples, it's going to be this year because Naples is down, Lely is up. They got the talent, and you know how it is. Kids graduate, things happen. Lely's not going to look the same next year, okay? Things tend to happen. I might talk about that, in another video. So Coach Hammer has to win this year because this is the best football team he's had since he's come down here as the head football coach. Naples is made for the slaughter this year. So if Lely does not get it done this year, if they cannot win that Coconut Bowl this year, they have nobody to blame but themselves. I've been telling players all year long, you can have a good year, you can run up a lot of points, you can win a lot of games, but it don't mean nothing if you don't beat Naples High School. That's when you're certified. That's when you validate your high school football year. You got to get a W against that football team because they're the standard. If you want to become the standard, you got to beat the standard. You have to exceed the standard. Lely hasn't been able to do that. Okay, not since Coach Hammer's been here, and it's been 15 years of frustration since they've been able to say they beat Naples. So Hammer was brought down here for one reason, to beat Naples. Let's not kid ourselves. They could have went in a lot of different directions, but until Lely can beat Naples High School, what does it mean? So Coach Hammer's here to do that. Big, strong, tough guy, has a lot of toys at his disposal. Defense is less than can't even talk about the defense, all right? That's just way too frustrating. So let's talk about his opposing ball coach over there at Naples High School. Hey, man. Coach Martin apologized to nobody. If you don't think he's gotten a lot of calls, he ain't got a lot of hate for the offense that he continues to run, that he's inherited from legendary coach Bill Kramer. If you think this man don't have thin skin, man, you can't be a head ball coach of any football team anywhere in America and be thin skinned, but you definitely can't be thin skinned over at Naples High School because everybody keeps screaming, would you change the daggone offense, Coach Martin? My goodness, you keep running this antiquated offense 30, 40 years ago, man. Open up the offense. Coach Martin, it's like he got cotton in his ears, man. He don't want to hear that, man. He know what he does. He in the weight room with his boys, and until somebody cuts the head off of that Naples Golden Eagles and throw it in the center of the football field, he don't want to hear it because he wins games and he pushes everybody around here, and he gets close each and every year and makes a deep playoff run, running it and doing it his way. Shout out to Frank Sinatra, okay, chairman of the board. Coach Martin does it his way as well. So it would be pretty interesting to see these two big tough guys. They're going to come and they have an identity, okay? Naples is all steak and all potatoes. No dressing, nothing fancy. You ain't going to get no cheese. You ain't going to get no sour cream. You're not going to get no butter for that baked potato. You're going to get a baked potato cut in half. There you go. And you're going to get a steak with no sauteed mushrooms, no grilled onions. Don't ask for nothing on that steak because that's what Naples do. When you come to Naples restaurant, that's what they serve. Steak and potatoes. When you see Naples play, they run the football. Their option. Okay? That's what they do. The quarterback runs and a stable of running backs run. So you're going to have contrasting styles from the offensive standpoint. One that wants to score as many points as they can. They don't kick extra points. They're going to onside kick because they want to limit your possessions. They want to get the ball and go and score. Okay? So the head ball coaches, those big, strong guys, man, they could go out there and they can have a bench press contest. At least they can arm wrestle. They can settle this too. Okay? Two big guys can go out there and settle it out in the middle of the field. They don't even have to play football. Those are the two guys that they are. But you know what? Every leader has to have a lieutenant. Okay? So I want to talk about two lieutenants. First lieutenant for Lely High School is their offense. So let's talk about Lely's offensive lieutenant. That's Coach Thornton. I like to call him Iron Man. Tony Stark. Man stays in the lab, draws up things. He knows he has all this talent in the world from you know who, Mr. Nino, a.k.a. Nino Brown from the Cash Money Brothers. Shout out to New York City fans. Nino, hey, he run that ball, man. You know, over 1,100 yards already on the season, and he don't even get a ton of carries, man. 13 touchdowns, I believe, rushing touchdowns. Nino is just an incredible athlete. But then you got, like I said, you got Mr. Pusheisky. Mr. Ty Collins, man, does it all. He's going to run back kicks on you. And for the life of me, why would Aubrey Rogers open the game up last week and kick off and kick it to number 0? I mean, they must don't have scout reports over at Aubrey Rogers. You're going to kick the ball to that man. He takes it back 80-plus yards, opening kickoff. The man has, I believe, 6 receiving touchdowns, another 3 or so on the ground. He has 300-plus rushing yards, 300-plus receiving yards. So he has about 700 yards total offense. And again, he's a part of this great machine. And then there's a young man that, hey, Mr. Diamond, Zephaniah, hey, look here, son. Coach Powell ain't giving you no love this year. But, son, I love your game, man. Hey, son, I love your game. Man, that young man right there, he makes a lot of things happen for the Lely offense, man. It's just so many guys that got to get touches in the offense. And, you know, you got the trigger man there. But Mr. Diamond, woo! I love your game. He's physical. He's faster than he looks, you know, because he got this body, right, that is built. It don't look like it's built for speed, man. But he get them legs moving. He get them knees up. You know, hey, I used to say that you remind me, you're a young Keith Byers. Look him up, Keith Byers. And I don't even like Ohio State. Keith Byers, he's from my day, brothers out there that's my age. You remember Keith Byers, but had a long professional career in football. Heck of a player. Do it all, man. Running back, tight end, he throw the ball. Yeah. Yeah, Zeph, you remind me of Keith Byers, man. You're a modern day Keith Byers, man. Built like him, can ball like him too, man. You just are super productive, man. So salute to you. So Lely has all these weapons, man. All these weapons, and they got other wide receivers, man, that they have out there. And they just want to go up tempo. So they're not going to change. They're going to put the pressure on Naples from an offensive output, and they're going to go. So that's what that offense coordinator is about. So that's lieutenant number one. That's Lely's lieutenant, the offense coordinator. Okay. Now, the most important lieutenant for Naples is Coach 06. Coach 06. Coach 06, a.k.a. better known as Coach Cliff Greer. He's defensive coordinator, okay? Now, we all know historically what Naples' defense has been and continues to be. I see you guys over there, man. Secondary continues to make plays. Believe I just saw this week, man, young man playing in the secondary, Andre, tied school record, for most interceptions. Salute to you, young man. That means you're a ball hawk, man. Hey, you got to catch the ball, but in order to catch the ball, you got to be around the ball. So that's a skill. So clearly you have a high level of skill and have a knack for being around the football and to also make a play on the ball. But that's defense. That comes from Coach 06, okay? So Coach 06, you know what he likes to do. He likes to zero blitz you. He likes to bring the pressure on you. He's relentless. He has guys that, to be quite honest, he's not coaching the kind of talent that he's had just a couple of years ago when he had that maniac Kinsley who's down there playing at Auburn, roaming his secondary, who's out there hitting people early, late, in between the whistle, out of bounds. That maniac, that 5-star he had in the secondary, he doesn't have that kind of talent right now. But you know what? The way they coach him and they breed him and make them over in Naples, they may not be 5-star talent, but they have 5-star mentality. So they're relentless. I don't care if they undersized, maybe a step or two slow. Not slow about their mindset, okay? They feel they stronger than you. They feel they tougher than you. They are more aggressive than you, and that comes from Coach 06. So it really comes down to this. It comes down to those two lieutenants. Who's going to have the better day, okay? Who's going to have the better day? Naples defensive coach, Coach 06, a.k.a. Cliff Greer, or the offensive coordinator for Lely High School, Coach Thornton, a.k.a. Iron Man, Tony Stark. That's where I'm looking at it, okay? Can Naples High School defense get a couple of key stops, okay? You're not going to keep Lely from scoring, but you cannot let them score at such a high level of efficiency that the game gets out of hand, and then Lely, which the key to them is they got to get up scores. They got to get up at least 3 scores and then turn Naples into an offense they don't want to be, okay? If Lely, and that's what I'm saying, if the offense coordinator, Lely's offensive coordinator, has the better day and has the most success, especially early, if Lely is able to play their style and get up and get points early, especially if they get up 3 touchdowns, it's going to force Naples to do something that they don't want to do, and that's to put the ball up. And they are not a passing team. In fact, I looked up the stats right now. Amo, quarterback, who I absolutely love because he's steady. Okay, he's steady at the helm for Naples offense, but he doesn't have 300 total yards passing. I believe he's played 8 games. I know he got roughed up in one of the games, but that's not what they want to do. Hasn't put the ball up 30 times a game. 30 times all year. He hasn't had 10 passing attempts in a single game all year. Okay, 3 passing touchdowns, 3 interceptions. It's just not. They don't want to live there. That's why if Lady gets up on them, especially early, and it looks like they can't stop them, it's going to force Naples to play out of character. And out of character for them is not being able to turn around and hand the ball off to their best football players. And the best football player is Sam Sbraccio. Unfortunately, Sam did not play last week. I do not have the details of his injury, but it doesn't surprise me because hey, you run the ball like they run and they practice over at Naples High School and you're a running back and this is your first year in that system. It didn't surprise me. I had a lot of conversations during the offseason about at what point potentially with Mr. Sbraccio potentially have to take some time away because they physical in practice and they run that ball. And Sam is not the kind of guy that, has historically taken that kind of pounding, man. You got to get this guy out of space too. And when I look at his stats, man, the offense is just wrong for him to really highlight his extreme gifts as a football player. I told you, man, he reminds you of a poor man's C-Mac. He can catch, he run in between the tackles, but you got to protect him, man. You need that guy on the field, man. So you can't be banging that type of talent up, man. You need that guy for Friday night. So unfortunately, he wasn't able to get anything done against the team last week. South Fort Myers, who has some incredible athletes, and Naples went down at home last week. So hopefully Sam is up because they're going to need him. If their best offensive player, who is just short of 600 yards, I believe he has 8 rushing touchdowns on the year. If Naples doesn't have that sort of production, I know football is about the next man up. But if they don't have that production out there, that again is going to cause other people to have to step up and carry a load that they haven't done so much this year. In particular, Amo, because you're going to have Jamar Jerome, who is right beneath Sam as far as rush yards. I believe he's just underneath 500 yards, but he's 9 touchdowns. He's been into the painted end zone 9 times this year. So I like that level of production. And then you look at Nixon, as their another top running back. I think he's been in the end zone 5 or 6 times. And Amo, he's been in the end zone, I believe, about 3 times. He has 325 yards on the ground. But you see the production. If your RB1 is out, then everybody else has to step up. And they haven't had to do that. And in fact, you look at some of the production that was asked of Amo over the past few weeks. You look at, there's a couple of games where he hasn't even rushed for north of 20 yards. In fact, 2 of the games, he was minus yards in rushing. So just think about that. You're asking guys to carry and pick up production for RB1, and it's been inconsistent whether or not they can do that. And as much as I like Amo, when I looked up his stats for the year, he's only gone over 100 yards one time on the ground this year. So I thought going into the year, Amo would, and maybe this is why some of their offense has not been as successful. I thought Amo would play a much bigger role in their run game, things like that. But I digress. So that's where you're looking at. What is Naples going to bring to the table? Can they keep it close? I think they'll be able to. And that's why Coach 06 has to find some stops. Because I have zero faith. If I'm looking at Lely's offense, Lely's defense, and I'm looking at Naples' offense, and I'm looking at Naples' defense, and I need to rank them as far as confidence and who's going to play well or who do I like or which of those 4 are the best units from 1 to 4. Number 1, I'm going to say Lely's offense. I rank number 1 out of those 4 units. Number 2, I'd rank Naples' defense number 2 out of those 4 units. 3, I would put Naples' offense in, I can't even say 4, man. I'm going to just say in the basement. Lely's defense is trash. Okay? Lely's defense is trash, man. I love Noah Brown, man. I love everything except his enthusiasm. You got to know how not to be a habitual line stepper and getting all those unnecessary penalties that you get. Outside of that, man, I love everything, man. Love the pick six that you had. I love the enthusiasm in which you play. Hey, you're a very good football player. Athletic, big, aggressive, everything I like, man, about you, man. And I think you'll play well because, again, they're going to run the ball, man. You're going to have the opportunity to stand up. And you're going to have to go toe-to-toe for 4 quarters against that offensive line, man, that's going to come at you. They're going to come at you. They're going to come at you. And they're going to lean on Lely's defense. This is why I'm going to say that I really don't care for Lely's defense, okay? And when I say defense is trash, I'm not saying players are trash, okay? I think players, I love all the players. Just talking unit, I'm just talking ball, okay? So no disrespect intended. I think that one of the fatal flaws that they had is that they brought in too much new talent, okay? I think they've inserted some people into their lineup now. I don't know Friday night, it's 2 days from now. Maybe they gonna put their best 11 out there. Football, especially a game like this. Hey, coaches, okay, it's about putting our best 11 out there. I just don't think all year long Lely has been playing their best 11 on defense. It shows up on tape, shows up on production. People scoring, people able to move the ball with the type of offense that you have. Man, if you've been able to play some complementary football from a defensive standpoint, but I just think I don't think it's so much scheme, man. Like, second greatest college football coach of all time, Nick Saban, said it's about the players, not the plays. That's what the second greatest college football coach of all time, Nick Saban, said. Shout out to Joe Paterno because he's the greatest college football coach of all time. But, yeah, I'm biased. But that's where Lely is going to have to find a way. I don't know. They're going to have to get some guys out there that they've been hiding on offense. I got to see Ty Collins on defense, okay, just for speed alone, okay? They better put him on, Mr. James LeChance, because at some point during the game, maybe 2 or 3 times, Amo is going to take a shot, try to go over the top. They're going to try to get it to Mr. James LeChance, okay? And you better have Ty on because you need track speed on track speed. Nobody in the secondary for Lely can run with James. We runs that go or that fade ball, it's going to go for a touchdown. The secondary you have right there. Okay, so you better get Ty over there, for this game. And I love you 50. You gonna ball. I know that because they're gonna run the ball. You gonna pop some people. You're gonna be throwing them bows on people. But there's just some personnel on the Lely side of the football that needs to be upgraded for a game like Friday night. If I'm to take you serious and that you're gonna challenge and beat Naples for the first time in the past 16 years, because they got you 15 years in a row. So that's what I'm looking at. It's the Lely's offense. Clearly, I like over all the 4 units. Then right after that, it's the Naples defense. Then I look at the Naples offense because they're consistent. They know what they're going to do. They're not going to take no chances. They're just going to grind and grind and grind. They're going to wear on you. And I'm going to tell you what, they feel good. All the film they seen of Lely on this year, I know they coming into this game like, man, we're going to run the ball down their throat. Our line versus their D line. Our line against their front 7. Oh, we moving bodies. I know what Coach Martin's saying right now. Hey, look here. Hey, this is a 2 chin strap game. Put 2 chin straps on because you're going to need them, because that's how hard we going. And I know they looked at the film, and I know they probably drooling right now. They got to put a bib on because they see that defense of Lely with the run game they got. They like, oh, man, this is food, man. We going to a buffet, man. It's old Golden Corral, man, on Friday night at 7:30 on the south side of Naples. So that's what Naples is coming in. That's what their running game, because that's what the film say about Lely, man. They not going to be able to stand up. They're not going. They haven't shown that they can stand in there toe to toe and be physical enough and shut down the defense. Now, if they do, hey, that coconut trophy, that coconut bowl trophy, going to be in their building for another 365 days. But that's the key. That's the way I look at these matchups, man. Very intriguing to me. Lately, I think they're going to do their thing, man. You know, that's where Coach 06, you have to figure a way to get some stops, okay? Because Coach Thornton and Coach Hammer, they all gas, no brakes. They not looking to punt. And that's the thing that drives me crazy about lately, man. This is chess, not checkers, man. And they just, lately, you guys play with your food, man. Coach and play to win that football game. You like, man, this ain't no video game, man. You guys, sometimes, man, you guys coach, man, and do things because you're so daggone good. You take the chances and you play loose with the ball. The ball is out there. But I'm going to tell you what, you turn the ball over against this team as much as you did Booker. Okay? You were so good. Watching that game live, you lost 28-14. Man, you should have won that game by at least 2-3 touchdowns yourself. If you weren't so loose with the ball, had so many penalties, I guarantee you do that against this team going to kill you. Okay? They're going to send your fans home early in the third quarter if you play loose like you did against Booker. That's just be buttoned up, man. Kick the ball. You know, do what you got to do. If you want to come out aggressive, that's fine. But the minute you get up 2-3 touchdowns, man, you don't need to keep going downhill, man, like you ain't got no brakes, man. Play to win that game. You can line up. They got nobody to stop your outside guys, man. They got nobody. You know they're gonna try to press you or do some things, but some of your schemes, your rub routes, some of the complex things that you got to do, and you got to be ready for that quick game. Because hey, QB1, number 8, Brady Quinn. Hey, don't you be back there patting that ball, man. And like I tell the quarterbacks, you better be ready to throw where you identify the blitz coming. You see the blitz coming off your left, you better be ready to throw to the left side of that offense, right side of the defense. You see the blitz or the overhang, or they trying to disguise something, you pick up that blitz coming from your right side, that's where you better be going with that ball and get rid of that ball. You don't want to be back there patting and being undecisive. I know how high of an IQ that you have. So attack the blitz, man. Don't be afraid. Back them out of that blitz. Okay? You hit a couple passes over the top. You break them. You get it to my man, Mr. Diamond, Zephaniah. They going to soft. They going to go zone. Okay? Because they just want to come out and they want to intimidate you. But the minute you hit a couple of plays, you back them off and you show them that, hey, you ain't got nobody to cover our guys. You got them. Okay? You got them. Because they're going to be back there in that 3D look and everything else you want, man. Your screen game, obviously your running attack is going to be critical. But this is the type of matchup that the teams have to play to their identity, but they can't be loose with the football. I don't look at Naples being loose with the football because they don't take chances. Guys know what they do. They coach, protect the football. They have to play at a certain degree of certainty. They can't turn the ball over. They can't get behind or off schedule very often. They're not designed to overcome their mistakes and their turnovers because they're not an explosive team. Okay? They have some great individual players, but the scheme does not accentuate what they do best. It's like, I was talking about Sam earlier, his skill set. It's disappointing to see a kid like that with that type of dynamic playmaking ability just not being used. But, hey, you go to that system, it is what it is. And then I look at a guy with track speed, with great hands, great ability to take the top off defense, James LeChance. Man, the man has I believe he has 5 receptions on the year. 5 receptions on the year for 105, 106 yards. That's tough to stomach, man. You know, when you see a talent like that just being out there, just being a decoy, just being a blocker, man. Woo. But again, I'm not here to criticize anything. I'm just here looking at the game, looking at what I see, talking about this matchup. It's exciting. And I'm going to tell you again, you're getting tickets, get there early. It's going to be the game of the year. I look for some exciting plays. I'm looking to see all the highlights. I'm looking for the breakdowns. I know everybody's going to be on social media going crazy about this game. I know Naples is not going to lay down. Naples is coming in, even though that's the one thing you like about a coach Rick Martin's football team. They do not dwell on what happened last week. They lock in on what is right there in front of them. So I believe Naples is going to come out here and play one heck of a game. They're going to play to their identity. They're going to play to their strength. And if Lely allows themselves to get caught up in the way Naples plays, you know, a street fight, and if they want to get out there and be too cute and get hit in the mouth, because this going to be the first game of the year that a lot of those Lely football players get touched up. Because Naples touch people up, man. They put pads on people. So some of you guys that's been running around all year long for 7 games, being all cute and, you know, doing your things and all that, watch this. You don't think they got all those decals on those dark blue helmets for a reason, man. You earn those decals, okay? And one of the ways that they earn up decals by putting pads on people. So Coach 06, he going to say some things to his guys, and I guarantee you, some of you guys going to get hit like you ain't never been hit all year long. That's all I can tell you. So you better get your sleep. You better get your hydration situation right before Friday night, because those Naples Golden Eagles coming over there to keep the trophy they've had for 15 years. And I guarantee you, when they win, they're going to celebrate on your football field. Mm-hmm. Just to let you know, see you next year, and to show you the trophy that you ain't going to get again. So, Lely, I'm gonna strongly suggest you tighten up. Don't be loose this week. Don't have no personal, hey, I got to get mine. I got to do this. I got to do this. Hey, circle the wagons. Come out here to win this game. Like I said, man, it's chess. It's not checkers. And that's coming from the coach's point of view to the players. Be buttoned up. Don't be late for no meetings. Practice hard. Do your mental reps. Have your walkthrough ready on Thursday, okay? Your final, walkthrough and all your checks on how you're going to attack the Naples defense, how you're going to slow their offense. Be right this week, man. Be right this week, because, hey, Naples is still the king of the county, and they've beaten you 15 years in a row. So, you know what they say? You want to be the champ, you got to beat the champ. Champ is in your building, okay? You've been served notice 15 years in a row. I mean, that's quite embarrassing, man. I know you young man ain't been in 15 straight games, but man, that's embarrassing, man, to get beat 15 years in a row. And I told many of you young men from Lely this early in the summer. The Lely Trojans are exactly in the same position that the Golden Gate Titans were 2 years ago. Okay? 2 years ago. Coach had them right. Players committed to each other. A lot of experience. Great talent and weapons all across the board. The one thing is, Lely, man, you wish you had that Golden Gate Titan defense, okay, to do what they did to Naples in their own building. But at that particular point in time, I believe Golden Gate was 0-18 lifetime. Golden Gate had never beat Naples in a football game since they opened their doors at One Titan Way. Never. But 2 years ago, they showed up with the right game plan from a defense coordinator. Salute to the defense coordinator, PJ Gibbs. You know, that old mastermind and crazy, man. He ain't even sleep all week. And they had an offense coordinator. Shout out to you, Jake Fields. They know exactly how they were going to attack the Naples defense. They were going to be aggressive, okay? And we had a great running back, Trayvon Martin. We had a great wide receiver who is now playing up in Minnesota, okay? Bradley. We had we had Mike on the defense, his brother Malachi. We had so many people with two great linebackers, okay? Johnny Charles and my man Sticks. So find a way, because that night when Golden Gate got Naples in their building, guess what? There was a sophomore quarterback wearing jersey number 8. This year, guess what? There's a sophomore quarterback wearing jersey number 8. So, hey, maybe there's going to be a repeat because you guys have been old for the last 15 games. Hey, maybe lightning is going to strike Friday night at the Coconut Bowl and some magic is going to happen. But we're going to see. That's my assessment of this game, where it's going to break down to. I told you in the preseason, my prediction, even though Lely's making me crazy, right? Lely's absolutely making me crazy and making me nervous. But you know what? What I saw from Lely all year long, I just think the offense is going to carry the day, okay? I think the offense is going to carry the day. Just looking at what Naples has, as much respect as I got for Coach 06, Lely has something special, man. And if Lely is understanding the assignment, understanding that, hey, I'm going to share this with you. Lely coaches, Lely programs, Lely supporters. 2 years ago, Golden Gate Titans were the best team here in the county, best team in Southwest Florida. You know, respect the FBA. They had a great team that year as well. But Golden Gate did everything, okay? Went down to the wire second round versus Dunbar. They did everything. We had great players, okay? Greatest season in their history that they achieved. You're right there on the cusp. Win the game, because nothing is promised. A few months later, coach is fired, players transferred, and we know what Golden Gate has been the last 2 years. Nothing is promised lately. So you better win this game Friday night, because one thing is certain, change. You're not going to be the same program next year. All right? So I'll leave it at that. But I'm looking for this game. I'm going to stick with my preseason prediction that this is the year that Lely, that's right, I must be crazy too, because this is the year I'm going 10 toes with Lely in the Coconut Bowl. So that's Coach Powell's prediction Friday night. I'm not going to give you a score. I just think it's going to be a very, very good game. It's living up to my hype in my eyes. So if both teams play the way they've played all year long, Lely comes out on top. Coach Hammer, they probably get 2 5-gallon buckets of Gatorade, ice cold water dumped on you Friday night, you know, and they'll throw you a parade there on the south side of town, because you'll deserve it. Because 0-15, nobody deserves being 0-15 against nobody. So go out there and get it. Lead your team to victory. Fellas, play hard, play fast, play smart. All right? Let's talk about when the game is over. I'm going to holler at you. Coach Powell. Subscribe to the channel. See right there below. Subscribe to Coach Him Up Dre. Holler at your boys. Support the channel.